whenever you are.
All right. So, how's everyone doing today?
Great.
I'm here to tell you about my diet plan. It's going to help you lose 50 pounds in 2 weeks for the little payment of $159.99 with just this salt shaker right here. Just kidding. I'm actually preaching over salt today. It's not anything to do with losing weight. I mean, you might be able to figure that out later. But let's get some facts about salt out of the way first. So did you know that if you took all of the salt in the ocean and layered it over the land, it would make a 500-foot layer? That is 40 stories tall. Why God put that much salt on the earth, I have no idea, but I have a youth leader who used this whole salt shaker on a steak, so he's probably pretty happy with God. So salt has been turned into like an adjective now with the youth, like it's now like a hip term. So they call people salty. And what it means is it's like being bitter towards someone. I got a cousin who one time he got kind of upset with me really quickly over something little. So we started calling him Salt Man. And he'd call me Two-Face, and so we'd always joke about how we were each other's enemies and stuff. But, so salt is mentioned 40 times in the Bible. But today the part that I'm talking about is in Jesus' Sermon on the Mount with Matthew 5:13. Matthew 5:13 says, "You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled by men." So I got curious when I read this verse, and I looked it up. I was like, can salt actually lose its saltiness? Well, it turns out it can't. It's such like a stable compound that salt cannot lose its saltiness. So that made me wonder, why did Jesus say this? So I think it makes it such a powerful metaphor because Jesus is talking about how if we're serving God, we shouldn't be able to lose our saltiness. We should hold on to that. But if we turn our backs on God, we can lose our saltiness. So with Him we can be stable, but without Him we cannot lose our saltiness. So salt has many purposes. One of those purposes is seasoning and flavoring. Our job as Christians is to be like the seasoning and flavoring to our environment around us. So when we're around, people should be like, wow, it's so great that they're here. How many of you have ever had a bowl of soup that just tastes terrible and you need to add some salt to it? Anybody? Well, that's how it should be when we're not around. People should be like, what's missing here? What is so great about when we have that Christian around us? What changes around us when he's around? Another purpose of salt is it's a preservative. So we need to be the salt of the earth by preserving everything God has given to us. He's given us His word, His promises, and most importantly, He's given each of us a purpose. And we shouldn't just throw that out for the world to trample on, but instead we should cherish it and share it with those who are going to encourage us and push us and help us pursue what God has for us. Salt is also a disinfectant. It's used to clean out sin. So we as Christians, we should go out and try and help our brethren and help to clean out the sin. It also creates thirst, which I think this is the most important one. If we're sharing Christ with others, it's going to create a thirst in them that they're going to want more. They're going to see that Christ has made a difference in our lives, and they're going to want some more. They're going to be like, wow, what is this? I need some of that. They're going to be thirsty for more. But also, we as Christians will be thirsty for more. And so we're going to seek God. We're going to get in His Word and search out more of Him. So at the end of this verse, Jesus talks about how if salt loses its saltiness, it is no longer good, except to be thrown out and trampled on by men. So there's a reference in Scripture in Revelations 3:15 through 16, and it says, "I know your deeds, that you are neither cold nor hot. I wish you were either one or the other. So because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I'm about to spit you out of my mouth." So we as Christians, if we turn our back on God and we're lukewarm, not only will we be rejected by the world, but we'll be rejected by God. We'll be trampled on by everyone. And that is not something that you want in your life. You want to serve God. So what's it going to be? Are you going to follow Jesus' command? And are you going to love the unlovable? Or will you be thrown out and trampled by the world?